I have two things that I'm very confident in.
Yeah.
And then everything else, I'm like...
What would you pick for your, like, life confidence?
Like, whatever I do for...
Visual arts.
No, whatever I do for... what would you call what I do for Creator Clash?
Oh, right, because, yeah, that is more of a life element.
Yeah. What would you call that?
I'd say communication.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
So, communication. Communication...
Wow.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're here for the main event. The reason you've all come today. I woke up yesterday. I kind of lied. The tweet got 13,000 likes. I kind of lied. I only had this idea to tweet at 3:30 in the afternoon, but nobody cares. Nobody looks at the time. Basically, I woke up yesterday and I thought, was I dreaming last night? Was my chat as awesome as usual? Is it true that Creator Clash failed? And then I opened Twitter and nope, dude, it's going. It's going. It's gone. Ladies and gentlemen, it was real. I can't believe it. I couldn't believe it. In fact, I had to go back in time. I think it's this one. Yeah, I had to go back in time and find out what I said a year ago. Before all of this happened, when the rumors were starting to swirl that a Creator Clash 3 could even happen. Now, this is obviously 6 months before any content cop was being released. This was just like initial raw reactions to the fact that they were doing a second one. And I gotta be honest with you, I came in fucking hot, bro. I came in hot. This is more aggressive than I think my actual coverage ended up being in the 20-something videos we've made since February about this. But original Nick DeOrio heard this clip and went nuclear.
We are able to, like, pick a date. We can't share it with you guys. And we were able to kind of like hone in on creators that we want to start courting.
We could have saved these people. You don't understand. We could have saved these people. If people just listened to me. Was that the fucking Spider-Man quote? If they just listen, dude. Why don't you just listen to me?
The courting relationship of finding fighters. And this is the most stressful time for me because, like, I have this fear that everyone's just going to, like, suddenly be like, no, sorry.
Well,
she had a fear. Her biggest fear is that people wouldn't sign up. Well, that was only half the battle, Anisa.
What's the name
first
of the guy?
First you sign them, and then you've got to keep them.
Mr. Oreo.
Calling it here to have it on record. Creator Clash 4 will feature Ian versus Anisa in divorce court.
Oh my god.
Take it to the bank.
Dude, live stream divorce? That'd be great. If they ever do get divorced, it should be called the Creator Clash. If you can consider Anisa a creator of something. Anisa Jomha has announced that Creator Clash 3 is happening September 18th, 2024. It has a date. In fact, the search for fighters has already begun. Literally anyone who chooses to work with them on this project should be subjected to levels of criticism never before seen. I think I came in a little hot here, I will say, but like, we're not sorry. We're not sorry. We saw how it ended. This is how we're not sorry. I don't know any other content creators who can get away with such a hubris-driven fuck-up like Creator Clash 2 and manage to rally enough support to run it back. If anyone else fucked up a charity event that badly, their career would turn to dust and blow away. Do not support these people. Do not support people who support these people. If you get morbidly curious about the actual event, donate your money directly to the charities you support instead. Do not fucking support whatever the fuck the new Tiltify link is, bro. All right? You donate directly to charity, then we know it gets to charity. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Just a reminder, last year your money was supposed to go to charities ranging from Alzheimer's to kids with cancer and ended up going to fighter purses, a stadium they couldn't fill, a vacation for rich YouTubers, hotel rooms, and galas. No money was left to go to any cause they claim to be helping. Demonic behavior.
Nicholas, the GOAT.
If only some people just listen to us, chat. I think A Dose of Buckley had the best joke around this time, too. They said that the money was promised to the people in the Alzheimer's Association, but luckily they forgot it was coming. I mean, that's really the reality of the situation. This is the clip we played in the intro. Beazle just found the most nuclear clip of 23andMe with Ian Jomha.
The GOAT. Thank you for the $5, my man.
But yeah, somebody asked what your heritage is.
Fucking 80% British Irish, 20%.
I think we finally figure out in this clip why Anisa secretly hates her husband.
Fucking, I don't know, German and some other thing.
German.
And then 1% indigenous. That's the breakdown. Read it and weep.
0.5%.
Yeah, but that's mostly everyone.
I don't think so.
A lot of people have.
Bro, what the fuck? He's what? He's what? Jesus. Now I know. I think that doesn't that add a little bit of extra context? You know, because you never really know until you know. Maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe that's the 50% Lebanese, which is actually the 20% Lebanese, which is maybe the 5% Lebanese, maybe the 4%. Yeah. So the reality of the situation is, it's a big shocker that our boy here is has been caught. He's been caught with his pants down, but his pants are actually his his birthright. He was promised this girlfriend for 3,000 years. He was promised this wife for 3,000 years. Yeah, I don't know if her 50% Lebanese or 20% Lebanese, whatever actually she is, maybe that's what's conflicting here. Maybe that's what's causing her to act out with the
Hey, Nicholas DeOrio.
because you remember, like, I don't really understand how Anisa Jomha, who lived in America for her entire life, right, was like, because she
Nicholas
in the content cop, they're like, you know why she's so passionate about this? It's like, because she's 50% Lebanese. Like, what does she feel? The spirits of her ancestors? What is she talking about? Like, what's happening here? So maybe the spirit of Anisa's ancestors are at war with the spirit of Ian's ancestors, and that what we're seeing is like a spiritual battle unfolding. You know what I mean? maybe the ancestors are fighting through their children right now, who actually love each other. It's like Romeo and Juliet meets racism. That might be something that's happening. She's Canadian? I don't know. Dude, listen, all right? Listen. She said she's only 6%. I know, the number changes whenever it comes up. This is another clip that we played in the intro, but this is them talking about, like, how none of these people respect boxers, and all these people are doing it for profit.
Like, I think what really made me mad about boxing events in the past is that it's rich assholes betting their money to make money to, like, have people that are struggling to, like, make ends meet and pay rent watch them do it, and then they'll go home and, like, have a lot of money.
And the fighters are exploited too, like,
yes.
usually.
Oh, I would hate if those fighters are exploited by those people who make a lot of money. Beazle then points out that 34% of the Creator Clash 3 profit share was going to them.
Usually, yeah, but
It sucks.
Oh, hey, look, one of those fighters. By the way, I heard Dad would like to have a conversation. I saw his email just before I fired up the stream. I will absolutely shoot him a message after, because that's something I would like to do. He said he'd like to do it on either platform. I'd prefer to do it on his, because I think I've farmed enough of this stuff. I would rather push people that way. Did I not ask you nice enough?
I don't respect you. So
Thank you, Dylan.
Oh no! What am I gonna do?
Elon trained Grok 4 on Ansia's private X account.
Oh, brief aside right now, because we didn't have an intro. Grok apparently came out. Thank you.
Orbiter, Nick Oreo, Mr. Oreo.
Imagine the alternate timeline where Ian hooked up with single mom rock climber. Maybe she could have made him be a better person.
Did you hear that Grok apparently, like, thinks that Hitler is, like, the ideal political candidate or something? I forgot what it was, but they've disabled text messages back because, like, Grok started hiling Hitler on main. The funny part that people aren't talking about is that they found days ago, like 3 days ago or 2 days ago, in the Tesla app code, that there was going to be a toggle to enable Grok in the car, and supposedly the last software update that went out was supposed to launch Grok as, like, the car's AI assistant. And then immediately after, it started hiling Hitler. So I feel like they were going to do a stealth drop, and now they are not. I think that's what happened. Because if you go look it up, well, everything I'm telling you is true. They found that they were probably going to be enabling Grok in, like, the very near future, and then Grok got, like, disabled on Twitter. So I'm wondering if those two things are at odds with each other. It's extremely funny if that turns out to be true. But anyways.
So I put my heart into this. I got freaking beat hard this year.
I had somebody reach out to me.
Keffels appreciate.
Thank you. I had somebody reach out to me under a YouTube comment when I posted today's segment, which was the last one that that we did on stream about Ian and Anisa, and they're like, I think you're being too hard on Jayla Ray. Jayla Ray, when she's talking about this, she's saying like the fighter time wasn't wasted because like, you know, they have exercise and they're in better shape and their bodies are stronger. And it's like, well, I turned around and I said, you know, it's not really fair that these people have fucking boxing training and they got punched in the face for a real long while and they're not going to even get to get their bonus, get paid, get the expected amount of money back for it. And they put their entire lives on hold to be trained. But I guess they do bring up a good point. Yeah, they're in good shape. They went to the gym. They did like good stuff to benefit their body. But the reason why that person's argument falls flat is when dad turns his head too fast, he sees flashes. I think that's what he said in the video. It was something about that, where like he thinks he suffered maybe some kind of minor brain damage from getting punched in the fucking head. So then thank you, Jayla Ray. Yeah, I'm sure his abs feel really good right now, but I imagine that if he could have the choice, he would give up the abs or whatever and then not see flashes when he turns his head. That's probably something that I imagine people who got fucking punched in the face for 2 weeks would rather have is knowing the peace of mind of knowing they don't have brain damage 100%. I would trade that for abs. I don't know about you, but thank you, Jayla Ray, for the iconic fucking lines.
Hard this year, harder than I ever had. And I thought, I'm going to do this. I'm going to train like a freaking professional. Keep my head down.
Hey, baby girl, I know you're desperate for any crumbs from me. Here's a real big piece of fuck you. We're not financially tied to this event anymore. We had it structured to protect us and the charity. I actually mentioned this when it came out. This is an older tweet. And it was like, hey guys, just wanted to let everybody know that we financially structured this so Froggy Fresh wouldn't get paid this year. That's how I took this. It's like, oh, don't worry. We're not letting people get like advances anymore or some shit. That way, if some fucking poor comes and takes our money, we're gonna be in the green. I don't know if that's the intention behind it, but it certainly was the execution. They went out of their way to protect everyone but the fighters.
Avoid this drama, and now here I am, screwed.
Also, I just want to say, like, we don't regret it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, I just want to make that very clear. Like, this stepping away from the company is not because we regret what we've done. We needed to do what we did. I'm very proud.
Now, I guarantee if this event went off without a hitch and became a raging fucking success under the new like group of people, they probably would come out and try to take credit.
I recommend watching Nicholas DeOrio's latest video.
Do you think their hubris could take it if Creator Clash succeeded without them? In a parallel universe where people cared about YouTube boxing, these guys would be back out there being like, listen, we did the legwork, we got the fighters, we did everything. You guys chased us off because of fucking drama. Maybe they'd even go after the organizers if the organizers didn't give them any credit. That's how I think they would handle it. I did see this. The snark accounts are getting funnier. So Ethan said that he'll continue to target Anisa, and that is what prompted today's stuff. And they cut that with Richard Spencer's iconic, like, attack the Jews speech.
Look at me. This is me. I win, you lose.
I win, they fucking lose.
I'm not done. I'll never.
I think this is like the most psychotic edit.
I recommend watching.
But the music
Nicholas
sends me into the
DeOrio's
stratosphere, bro.
Never be done.
I am coming back here every fucking weekend I have to. But this is never over.
I will never be done with you. I want you to know.
I gotta be honest with you. I literally think if you go back, I might have said this when he said, like, I win. I think I literally said, and they fucking lose. That's the way it works. Because that is, like, when I hear I win, that's the first thing I think of is Richard Spencer's iconic, insane, racist meltdown. But I literally think I also did this. Stardust messaged me and said, like, this is funny and all, but I also did that as well. I don't know. If you want to know what the full clip sounds like, I covered it in my JF video on my main channel a couple of years ago. Because we were covering how JF had taken money from Jeffrey Epstein to start his YouTube career.
I love how we're going through her tweets at Ethan when earlier today, maybe yesterday, she dropped a tweet saying, I have only ever replied to Ethan privately.
Oh, don't worry. Everything's here. I promise you. We'll get there in not in chronological order, but largely there. And now we have to talk about our good friend Sean, who I'm sure 90% of the chat has forgotten existed. Shout out to the 4,000 people here. I'm assuming 4 of you remember who Sean is. And yes, when I say Sean DeBlack, that is his name. It is not a slur. We're okay. That is his name. That is his chosen name. So Ludwig put out a clip here. We could actually check out the Ludwig clip maybe first. He came out and said, like, the not good take, I'd say. Yeah, Shonda.
This has been dead for a while and like on life support.
Why didn't you speak out about it sooner, dude? Oh, wow, look, it failed. I guess we can talk about it now. Why, all these guys are like, yeah, we knew for a while this thing was going to suck. Everyone knew for a while this thing was going to bomb. I don't know, maybe you should send a text message and say, hey, maybe this ain't it, girl. Maybe we should walk this one back.
You know, this.
Oh, it's because Ludwig is a safe loser who literally has no takes on fucking anything ever.
Has been in a...
And somehow still gets into drama.
In a vegetative state. So
your entire channel's in a vegetative state. It's the most boring shit I've ever seen.
It is, I think, ultimately the right call that they canceled it. Because if they had gone through with it...
Oh, dude, what a brave take. It's the right call. They canceled it. Nobody bought tickets. Yeah, dude. Yeah, oh, hot take. I think they should have fought in the empty stadium. It's a great idea, dude.
I think it would have done so bad.
Thank you for hitting the goal.
Ethan Klein did it. Okay. I'm not trying to be controversial here. But I do think iDubbbz posting the content cop was one of the dumbest moves ever.
You're fucked, bro. There's no way. Dude, this guy just dropped the nuclear take of if they can't sell tickets, they shouldn't host the event, and then dove headfirst into the Ethan Hassan 1,000-year Palestine holy war immediately.
Straight up.
Hey, dude, I don't want to be controversial or anything, but like immediately goes in.
That was crazy. I think...
He immediately miscalculated. Is he like frantically reading the chat to see how that last sentence went?
It was not considerate of how many other people would be dragged into the situation.
You guys know that Lena had to drop from the card like 4 months ago, right? You know that like we knew this 4 months ago. We could have talked about it 4 months ago when Lena got, I guess, I think on paper Lena was dropped. I don't know if she dropped out herself or was dropped at the end of the day. I think it was like it was a mutual parting of ways at that point because they said that Lena wasn't promoting the event directly after the content cop that would have delivered her tons of harassment, right? And then obviously Lena was in a horrible position and probably didn't want to fight there anymore. So I don't really know what... I know that like Lena dropped, but like I think they would have dropped her if she didn't.
Who don't give a fuck and just want to fight?
Like either way, she wasn't getting paid.
You know, make that video when Creator Clash isn't happening, I would say.
I think that's literally the take from fucking
that makes no sense.
March.
It did not help the event whatsoever. It hurt the event.
Shit, dude. Really? You think attacking the audience that sold most of the tickets, apparently, according to Harley, you think that hurt? You think that put a hole in the pockets of the event? He walks it back? I'll bet he walks it back? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I mean...
he didn't have the full context.
No one went to bat but Hassan for him. But like also... Hassan's audience isn't watching fucking boxing events.
Hassan's audience is a bunch of fucking socialists who send all their money to him so his tax money can redistribute it to Israel. Okay? They don't have enough money to go to a fucking Florida trip. I think that the overall footprint of how much money goes from Hassan Piker's chatters to the IDF is probably small, but I still find it hilarious to say that.
What is that? That's not... I don't know. At some point, you have to realize you're operating a business, and
Keffel's appreciated.
I mean, you have to make the call. Like, what's more important, is the business or you know, making the videos you want to make, which is like your own call to make. But
and the video that he made had nothing to do with Creator Clash. Like, he literally did not have to post it, and if he did post it, he didn't have to post it badly, and he didn't have to post it then. He could have posted it later. It would have been relevant now. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't have to jump in then. We could have talked about it now, after Creator Clash 2 would have ended, 3 would have ended.
But anyway, I'm kind of sad about it.
Billy Mitchell, imagine a tax calculator for how much of Hassan's money pays for Israel's military. Like, imagine if we can get the direct contribution on a per chatter basis to find out how much each individual oiler has given to the IDF.
I won't lie.
Yeah, so that was the clip. That's the clip we're going to be talking about here. And, we can hop right back over to hear Sean talk about it. And Sean is going to come in and drop a truth nuke on Ludwig. So we're going to see right now if two of the worst people online are able to, if either of them can pull a decisive W here.
Or like a dozen small creators that Ethan has put in his crosshairs to spend his entire, you know, content career now for the last 2 years disparaging and harassing.
Have you guys considered shutting the fuck up? Oh, I'm sorry, Pipsqueak.
I always do the possible.
Wow, you mean the guy that you guys constantly call out and stream over keeps responding and he's not backing down? Have you guys considered shutting the fuck up? Has that come up yet?
What's the name of the guy? Keemstar
That is
Orbiter?
Sean, yeah.
Nick Oreo. Mr.
Is that
Oreo.
Sean DeBlack? No, the last guy was Sean
AB
DeBlack.
said Lena was being told to promote by organizers or she'd be dropped, so she quit. Knowing what we know now, I think it's fair to assume organizers was Anisa trying to make the fighters side with the event.
That would be crazy. Yo, BBB, hello. Listen, all right, if you guys are wondering, because I'm getting a lot of questions on who Sean DeBlack is, it's this one. This is the guy. This is Sean DeBlack. This is Ludwig responding to Sean.
Disparaging and harassing. And for the only focus of this entire campaign is to be like, from the aspect of like, oh, what about the fighters? You know? Oh, think of the fighters. I think that's saying something.
Wait, is he saying? Wait, hold on. Did he just say? Wait, everyone feels bad for the fighters, but nobody feels bad for me? I'm sorry. Wait, what? Well, hold on. I don't know if I've reacted good enough. That didn't sound like. No, there's no way There's no way that's what that clip says. Wait, hold on.
The focus of this entire campaign is to be like, from the aspect of like, oh, what about the fighters? You know? Oh, think of the fighters. I think that's saying something, right? For some
Bro, you're not on the card. You're airboxing right now.
Reason, like, small creators do not blip on Ludwig's radar to be talked about.
Because you're not part of the events, dude. You volunteered. What are you talking about?
You know, for some reason, he doesn't care enough, right? And the mass harassment stoked by somebody who has, you know, thousands of time our audience.
That's another good point, is Ludwig probably has no idea who Sean is. Like, that's probably another aspect to this as well. Ludwig probably, if he said, dude, why are you not talking about Sean DeBlack? And it's like, wait, what? Is that a kick streamer? Like, what's happening?
Somebody who has, you know, thousands of time our audience doesn't register enough to him for him to talk about or for him to cover.
Because I hate to say it, you don't matter. None of you guys matter. It's about a boxing charity. Well, it's not even a charity. It's about a boxing event with a charity GoFundMe attached to it. And you guys aren't involved with either of those things. How much money did you contribute to the charity? I don't see your name on the ranked list. All you had to do was get $50 to clear Frogan's entire audience.
I don't know what that reason is. I genuinely have no clue. Maybe it's because he feels that as though Frogan has wronged him in the future or in the past. Therefore, like, he doesn't think that she deserves.
Frogan's not fighting on the card, dude.
Thank you for the $5,
Defense?
my man.
Has anybody told Frogan that maybe she should shut the fuck up? We need to silence their voices, all right? But not in a way that prevents them from speaking, in a way that teaches them not to. You know? We need to give good... Maybe we're doing this the wrong way. We're being too aggressive about it. We need to make sure... We need to give them good advice in a wholesome manner to teach them to stop talking. And it'll benefit them greatly moving forward.
Maybe he doesn't want to be...
No, not a shock collar. No. I was talking about productive speech, okay? Not the way that you'd fucking treat a dog, okay? All right? I meant, like, maybe we could try to deliver it a little bit nicer next time.
Put in the crosshairs of Ethan as he was in the past. I don't know what it is, right? But for some reason, like, the space...
That's a good idea. We should put them in... okay, dude, I can't even make the joke. I'm gonna get in trouble. Yeah, we're gonna put all of Hassan's orbiters in re-education camps and teach them, like, the basics of social media etiquette, so they prevent themselves from saying anything nuclear on stream, like that all veterans should get PTSD or something. That's what we need to do. We need to do, like, a summer camp that teaches people, like, hey, this is gonna go viral on LSF, you fucking moron.
As a whole has deemed itself as, or has deemed us, being like me and my friends, as unworthy of support.
But, like, you guys are literally just you're a side character of a sideshow. You know, you're not even like I'm not really sure what's happening here. Let me see. What is this? Smaggle just sent me something else after he. Oh, apparently there was no uncensored porn. Smaggle's apologized. Oh fuck! Who is this? This is the only time where I hate everyone on the left side. Do you want to see the Pie Man ranking system? They've ranked us, chat. We have the alignment chart for the team sport. Look at this. Know your enemies. Who is a VTuber? This is a VTuber. I don't know who this is. But this is the official alignment chart. So if you're a content creator or if you're a viewer, you need to know which streamers you have to side with, because some of these Sean DeBlack type characters are so like minuscule, right? That you wouldn't even know that this is one of the people that you're supposed to be gun guarding for, right? So we've got the original date. This started on October 19th. I think that there's a big miss here by not saying October 7th. I feel like saying October 7th, the second most significant thing that occurred on that day was the beginning of this drama. Location, various social media platforms, and the result is currently ongoing, so we don't have any all right, these are the belligerents. I assume these are like the main parties involved. So on the left side, the H3 podcast.
What's the name of the guy Keemstar
right?
Orbiter?
Oh no, I'm sorry, wait.
DeOrio.
Oh, I
Mr.
apologize. So these are the
Oreo.
classifications. So when you see the icons.
I just don't get it. Everyone involved is just so comedically insufferable.
Yes. All right, these are the teams, right? So Hassan Piker has his own little icon, iDubbbz has his own icon, and the communists use the iconic hammer and sickle iconography. Liberals get a yellow flag for some reason. I figured it would be a blue flag. YouTubers are just nobody. They're YouTubers and streamers don't matter. Commentary gets a YouTube logo, so that's what I assume it will be classified as. And the anti-Twitch people get the anti-Twitch logo. Right, so we just got the power levels here. The only thing that isn't in this is power scaling. I think that we should be assigning power levels like Dragon Ball Z, so we know like the value of each individual member. I think there should be like a score here. You know, could you imagine? Right, I actually think this would be a really cool idea to end this. One final debate with Ethan and Hassan, but it's done in the style of a boxing card, where a bunch of the people from this list are pitted against a bunch of the people on the opposition side, and we do it for charity. Like a charity internet blood sports debate show,
Nicholas
where
DeOrio.
you just take a bunch of people on the left and a bunch of people on the right, you pit them against each other with like named matches with undercards and stuff. Ultimately, one final debate with Ethan and Hassan at the very end to end this thing and move on and like shake hands and go our separate ways. I think that would be pretty cool, you know? That would be pretty fun. So the teams, here we go. On the left, Ethan Klein and Gila Klein, AB, is only against Bad Empanada. So they have a separate section for AB that AB could really go either way, right? But ultimately, Bad Empanada has kept him on the left side of this. Destiny has an amendment at the bottom. I'm not sure what the amendment is. I don't know what the T thing is. A cross of some kind. I don't know what the cross is. Asmon Gold is pretty firmly on the left. Tectone and XQC can go either way, I guess, but lean left is what I'm seeing right here. Oh, is he dead? He's a casualty? There are bold content creators, so I'm not really sure. Cross is dead. He's been killed. Billy says that he should be listed. I think Billy Mitchell should be listed. Now the commentary YouTubers, Willie Mac Show, Nicholas DeOrio, name spelled right, Turkey Tom, Mudahar, not even some ordinary gamers. They're going first name basis. Papa Gut,
Nicholas,
Rob's Media,
the goat.
More Pegasus, Sensitive
$5,
Society,
my man.
WestJet, Nux Taku, Yuck. Loner Box and Hutch are the ones coming in from the liberals. And then on your right side, you've got your communists and you've got your Hassan Piker Orbiter teams. Hassan Piker obviously leading the right with Denims, who's a current POW, like a prisoner of war. Frogan is also a POW along with Casey Tron. I imagine that's related to the lawsuit, right? Sean DeBlack, who has been, his POW status has been removed because he's no longer being sued.
Nicholas
Never was.
DeOrio's
Mike from PA. I gotta be honest with you.
His own team. He only needs himself and his lawyers.
I find it disgusting that I know who most of these people are, but I do find solace in not knowing who Gremlo is. Is it a typo? Taylor Lorenz and Cat 10 Barge. Cat 10 Barge made the list despite really not being super relevant. I guess off that one singular, they just doxed Mike, apparently, dude. apparently. And then iDubbbz is MIA, missing in action, refuses to speak, along with Anisa Jomha, who's wearing his who is wearing iDubbbz's logo like a skin suit, which is pretty realistic.
Is her version of Kaioken.
Dude, Kaioken times 20 as she pulls the zipper down a little bit. Holy shit, dude. And then from the communists, we've got Bad Empanada, Noah Samson, Overzealot, Chris Knuzzler. I thought Chris Knuzzler was like some TikToker who made one video 3 years ago. Not 3 years ago, like a year ago. Is that person still like actively involved? Second Thought and Hakeem. Is that like a Twitch poll person, I think? All these people really do suck. Here are the casualties. On the left side, child services was called. 2 human skulls were received. Sexual abuse allegations were made. Bro! No way! Why is that listed? It's a casualty of war.
Nicholas!
Holy shit, dude.
I appreciate that.
Wait, what the fuck, dude? No! That's so funny. Negative 140,000 subscribers for the H3 Productions YouTube channel. One would want to know how many he was going to lose anyway, because the channel was already in the red. And then obviously on the right, iDubbbz's career is permanently over, and he has lost 50,000 additional subscribers. So that is the battle right now, the battlefield. There are stronger losses here, unless you count Destiny as like a good thing, in which case that probably balances it out and neutralizes the left side. So yeah, just know who you're siding with, chat. You got to know the enemy, all right? If we're doing team sports, we're going to do it right. The best part of this, and I think the best part of this, is that Dan Saltman, despite the fact that the beef is over, is not listed. And I feel like it's hilarious to have the anti-Twitch, right? And Dan Saltman didn't make the list, considering he led the movement. Dan Saltman is quite literally the most vocal member of the group.
The GOAT.
And he got completely fucked on this. How is Creator Clash now? Yeah, Creator Clash, I guess, is an entity, not a person. But yeah, Dan got fucking mauled here. One of the t-shirts coming out. I can monetize the fuck out of this, dude, but I won't, because, I mean, I don't do merch. Here we go right now, ladies and gentlemen. Now we got the section where all the fighters have started to speak out against this. I guess Harley was getting some shit. Harley Morenstein, former main card fighter, rather. People are acting like I'm the CIA and I toppled Creator Clash. In reality, I'm more like Richard Jewell, who just pointed out the bombs. And then someone said, putting the Jew in Richard Jewell, hard Jew. Last name not helping. Gotta be less cryptic with what you're trying to say. I can't really separate the regular anti-Semitism with the non-regular anti-Semitism. Like, because, like, I gotta be honest with you, there is, like, a funny way to make these Jew comments right now, because the way that Harley's been treated. Like, there is an ironic amount of satire. I don't know if this person is shitting on him or likes him, you know? Both sides are just hitting Harley with Jew comments. I don't know. I don't know if they're mean-spirited Jew comments or, like, not. Then Hundar came in and said, my bicep does work even if it looks mangled. My take is that every time I look at it, I remember the charity that I was representing got no money, and that I had a year without the full use of that arm, and it benefited no one. And the same team had the gall to make Creator Clash 3 even worse. Holy fuck. So obviously Hundar did leave with a cast on his arm, or like his arm was wrapped up. And apparently, yeah, he didn't get access to this arm again for a full calendar year. And this was Creator Clash 2. So there are people like Hundar and there are people like Alana Pierce whose message that I actually don't have, unfortunately. If Smaggle wants to send me that, I would appreciate it, because apparently she was crashing out on her story too. Alana Pierce was a fucking asshole who attacked Froggy Fresh last year, who didn't even have her facts straight and claims she didn't know that fighters got purses because she's so fucking wealthy. She just donated hers to charity anyway and paid for the whole fucking thing out of pocket. So she didn't know the poors actually had to get money for it, and willingly chose to open her mouth and put herself against the mob to defend Ian and Anisa, right? And then she willingly came back and then worked with it again this year when Ian and Anisa moved away, knowing full well that it didn't go to charity last time. There are people like Anisa, and there are people, not Anisa, there are people like Alana, there are people like Jayla Ray, who knew the money didn't go to charity, lied about the Creator Clash 3 money, like the proceeds going to charity, defended the content cop. Then there are people like Hundar, who had their arms stop working for a full calendar year and got a little pet peeved right now that they fired up another charity event and blew it up again. So, I mean, I infinitely respect Hundar more than, like, Jayla Ray, who continues to open her mouth and talk about this and just spew toxic shit into the world. Chris Raygun came out, and Chris Raygun, you might remember, got mauled by a guy who was way bigger than him after Ian and Anisa made a whole thing about caring about fighters. He was fighting the replacement guy, because I think, was it like, what is fucking Froggy Fresh, like 5'1" or something, was supposed to fight Chris Raygun, and eventually some fucking taller dude, who's actually also on this list right now. It's the next clip, yeah. Will Haynes came in and pulverized him in front of a live audience with 2 weeks' notice. So yeah, he came out and said, sad but not surprising, my heart goes out to the fighters. I know how much work it takes to train for this stuff. I especially know what a curveball at the 11th hour feels like. Yeah, when this fucking tall dude comes in and beats the shit out of him with way longer reach at the last possible second after you train to fight a hobbit. No offense, Froggy. I do support you. Go get him. It's a shame something that started so fun and promising turned out to be sour. The first event was really special. I wouldn't have signed up for the second one if I didn't firmly believe that. The third one is when it started to... The second one is when it started to fall apart. Very poorly managed. And the third one is just a shit show. Yeah, Chris got totally fucked here, which is probably another one of Anisa's fantasies, if we're really being honest. Here's Will Haynes talking about it.
I'm telling you, I had to spend the entire $20,000 in less than a month. So.
It was shaping up.
Like, yeah, like I said, like
yeah, it's over, Anisa Jomha. I have the moral high ground. Oh, before we get to Will Haynes, really quick, Alana Pierce was crashing out on Maine. So here's the decision right now. This is Alana responding, despite the fact that she came out and publicly made herself the face of like Creator Clash LA, the fourth attempt at running a successful Creator Clash event. She said, since people are nothing to do with any facet of the actual event or business side of this, and was absolutely zero discussions about the stuff and had nothing to do with this decision, and definitely did not have any stake in the company. I don't know where that rumor came from. Well, Alana, it's probably, something to do with the fact that you jumped in a YouTube video and were the ones to announce the transparency report and promote the third event. And I don't think that anyone in their fucking right mind would do that for free. I think that's absolutely insane. If you told me that's the case, I probably wouldn't believe you. You probably should have just stayed out of it. Like, you should have stayed out of Creator Clash 2's drama, but you jumped in and did this anyway. So that was cool. That was awesome. She was in the video. Yeah, I don't know how this rumor started. Woman who's literally in the video has no idea how people started to get this idea of her. Okay, cool, awesome. My involvement was really just trying to raise money for charity, which I am still doing. I'm tentatively hoping to put together some kind of fighting game, as in an actual boxing or MMA game event, in lieu of Creator... Dude, could you imagine if Creator Clash 3 is fought in UFC 3? Or UFC 4? Like, they have to create a characters, and there's not even really a decent boxing game to play right now. So the new Creator Clash event is just guys playing UFC 4 on stream. That would be actually fucking awesome, dude. Someone, Mr. Guy in chat said, stop believing your lying eyes. It was all just a rumor. Dude, that would be insane. Yeah, they would find a way to lose money by playing UFC 4 on Twitch TV for charity. That's so funny, dude. Yeah, and literally it says MMA games, so they're like, well, I mean, the main one that would get views is probably UFC 4, yeah. I know they made a new boxing one recently, but I don't even know the name of it, which tells me they should probably just do the UFC one if they do that. They should do a COD tournament. Could you imagine? Dude, imagine if they... all right, here it is. Dude, don't fucking do the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. iDubbbz and Anisa, get Wings of Redemption, and the three of you guys can host the fucking COD 4 tournament and bring back Pro Syndicate to do the main event. Wings of Redemption versus Pro Syndicate in the main event of the COD 4 Championships. A charity event hosted by iDubbbz and Anisa Jomha. I unironically think that would probably do fucking banger numbers. Like the icon... No, not Kiwis. No, Kiwi stays home. Kiwi stays home. But that would be insane. A Sparking Zero tournament? No, I think the fucking thing is if you want to keep the Creator Clash vibe and do something iconic, you bring back the original 1v1 where Wings destroyed his controller. It's actually a shocker that Keemstar, who knows Syndicate and worked with Wings for as long as he did not set up a COD tournament for LOLcow, with Syndicate being the fucking Could you imagine they had like the winner of the tournament and they rig it so Wings of Redemption wins, has to face the secret opponent, and then they wheel out Syndicate. This is all in real life, by the way. Like they have like a fucking a WWE entrance where Wings is just standing there and they're like, no! And all of a sudden fucking Tom Syndicate walks out to some fucking crazy music, holding a controller in his hands, ready to go. I think that would have been that would have made so much money. Dude, LOLcow, I should have stuck around LOLcow more. I would have made them more money. All these ideas that came out.
The guy, Keemstar Orbiter, Nick DeOrio.
That could have totally happened. It would have probably been very simple to actually set up. But and it probably would have made more money than Creator Clash. for Keem, obviously. So the event in lieu of Creator Clash 3 that could raise money for Stand Up to Cancer. I'm not supporting a single event that touches that fucking Tiltify. I'm just being straight up with you. I would love to support these fighters, but if they do their charity streams for Ian's Tiltify, fuck that shit, dude. I'm sorry. That's where my own morality jumps off the cliff. If they want to set up their own link, I'll support the fuck out of it. I'll promote it. I'll put it in every stream description for a month to get them as much push as I can. I'll open my streams instead of talking about my members. I'll talk about your charity. But if you put it on Ian and Anisa's Tiltify, you're not getting anything from me. I'm not getting paid for this in any capacity whatsoever. You know, I kind of do. I said I wouldn't believe it, but I kind of do believe it because Alana's so fucking stupid. I bet she would torture Reputation for free. I bet she would literally jump onto a sinking ship and strap her and fucking handcuff herself to like one of the beams that's still attached to the boat. I actually could believe that would happen. She's the only one dumb enough that I could actually see this happening. Literally just a volunteer trying to do charity work for an event that failed. But like, Alana, this is your fault. I'm sorry. I have no sympathy for you. You knew Creator Clash 3 so you knew Creator Clash 2 made no money. You removed your video or unlisted it so people didn't see it anymore because you got into so much drama over your like ignorant comments you made about Froggy Fresh associated with that. Then you knew the Creator Clash 3 event was bombing to the point where the fucking event organizers had to leave. And then you're like, oi, I will volunteer. Actually, I'll be in the transparency video. And then you're getting on Instagram and asking why people thought you were paid or associated or part of the event. It's because you were part of the event. You might not have been paid or formally associated, but yeah, I mean, that you're the face of the fucking event. You're one of the first 3 people that people see when they Google the current event. That's your fault. Why did you do that? I don't know. Why did you do that? Charity warrior. These guys love charity so much they strap themselves to Anisa Jomha and Ian's monster. Yeah, it's just every one of these people should stay far away from anything related to charity. I think that if you do stuff like this, you should be banned from any further charity endeavors. I think that you should be a passenger next time and not associated with the event. It didn't sit right with me that trying to do charity work for an event that failed previously when I was a part of it. It didn't sit right with me. I needed to try to do to right that wrong. Why didn't you just do a stream? All these people need the clout exercise. If you really thought that Creator Clash 2 was a failure, why did you wait 2 years and associate with the third event? Why didn't you just say, hey guys, Creator Clash 2 didn't make any money, so I'm going to fire up a Twitch stream. The proceeds will go to fucking cancer, Alzheimer's, my opponent's charity of choice or something, right? Isn't that like more reasonable than when we got here? I'm not really sure what the point of this is. Free Caleb Hammer? We need Caleb Hammer? Caleb Hammer's been liking some tweets. I think that Caleb Hammer should have to go through the books.
Tweet on
Anisa, you don't trust me. I think you should trust Caleb Hammer.
Weirdly, Ian seems to be the only person that knows now is probably a good time to STF up.
Literally. I think right now, the greatest piece of content in history is if Ian and Anisa go on Caleb Hammer to open up the Creator Clash books. I don't think Caleb has any background in the finances of running a charity event. I could be wrong, but fuck me, it would be amazing. I think that would be that should be, if they ever want to host another event again, their penance should be having to go on Caleb Hammer and filming a financial audit with him. Maybe even a regular one. I've heard bad things. Maybe they just do regular financial audit. I think that the people should have to go on a press tour embarrassing themselves if they fuck up this badly. And I think that Caleb Hammer should be the one who gets the stream. Not me, not fucking any of these other YouTubers who are covering it. I think that Caleb Hammer would provide the best content for this. That would get millions of views. It literally would. Either that, or I think that, who's the guy who did the Boogie documentary? I think that that guy should be allowed to make a documentary on Ian and Anisa's marriage. That's another one. That's another option, right? Mike Klum. I think Mike Klum should be able to document Anisa and Ian's marriage as they go towards the road of polyamory or divorce. Those are the two options for them. If they don't do either of those things, I think that we should never support their shit again. Either Mike Klum, which way, Western man? Mike Klum documentary invading your life, or Caleb Hammer invading your finances. That would be that's the only two ways. Those are your two directions. Which is the road less traveled. So yeah, even if I'm aware it wasn't the fault of any of the fighters, Ian fought, so it was. I am separately bummed out that this year's fighters who had to train for this don't even get to have their fights. I cannot even imagine how shitty that must feel. Wow, I'm sorry, Elena, you did so well. Also, apparently the video has been privated, so you can't watch Alana's video anymore.
Caleb
It's gone.
should bring in Sam Hyde to yell at them about the CC finishes.
Yeah, Sam Hyde should also be part of the punishment. I think that should be a non-optional part. So here's Will Haynes talking about it with Dad. Obviously, this is on the Nathan Barnett podcast channel, I believe.
I'm telling you, I had to spend the entire $20,000 in less than a month.
So this guy, there's no, I don't believe this. There's no way. He had a 3-week notice fight, right? 2-3 weeks. I think this guy had like something like 19 days in between Froggy getting dropped and him coming up. How did he spend 20 grand? And what did you have to buy? An outdoor fucking Samsung the Terrace TV for full sun usage? How did you spend 20 grand in 3 weeks? How the fuck he bought a car? He didn't buy the car to drive there. Yeah, I don't know what happened.
I'm telling you, I had to spend the entire $20,000 in less than
This guy, dude, I had to buy 2 pinball machines.
a month.
How? Dude, he had to eat all the food at once. It's like he had to eat 6 months worth of whey protein in fucking... Dude, that's the only way is you have to eat this much whey protein to succeed.
I'm telling you, I had to spend the entire $20,000 in less than a month.
Year, maybe? Yeah, dude, those are Dude, he got diamond-plated gloves to make his punches hit harder on Chris Ray guns. Private jet transport. Yeah, that could be it.
Like I said, I had to buy my own airplane ticket out there.
He could be joking. Yeah, no, I know.
I had a cameraman.
Well, no, he actually goes into the stuff here. I did hear this clip beforehand. I'm just being a bit of a dick. So yeah, obviously plane flight cameraman, paying the cameraman. I don't know what kind of champagne taste you guys had. Were you flying first class?
I had to buy his stuff and their stuff to stay.
Did you spend $5 grand on plane tickets and like another $5 grand on hotels? The idea is that the stipend is for your training.
Cheap man.
Right?
Thanks to those kids with cancer.
The big takeaway here is that he had to pay for his own flight. So the stipend, the 20 grand, is supposed to be for training. And it's impossible to spend 20 grand in fucking a month if you're just using it for boxing training. It sounds like he used the whole stipend for stuff other fighters got for free.
Film it, obviously your coach, the gym membership, the food.
Dude, there's no way the gym membership and the food cost 20 grand for a month.
Or the lack thereof, and yeah.
Unless you were eating human organs off of the black market, I don't think it's possible.
Yeah, the training, everything.
Okay, dude, I'm not repeating that one. Jesus.
The gloves,
3 weeks of gym membership, 17,000.
The everything. So yeah.
Wait, someone just wrote, did he buy the human skulls? That's the only way that I can. Yeah, that's the only way, dude. He must have bought the human skulls, and it's just like it's been put in the background. Yeah,
he's telling the truth.
Pausing for a moment.
Dude. That's where the human skulls came from. It came from his pre-fight diet. He had to use the 20 grand effectively. I'm just kidding. Obviously, the Will Haynes cannibal arc is probably not the most ideal thing to clip from this stream, so please don't. Okay, it's a joke. I don't think Will Haynes eats people. Okay, I just don't know how he spent that much money. Okay. All right, now in more positive news, here, not unhinged schizophrenic news, we have Kate. Kate has posted that Anisa has finally taken down the pinned comment. Now, Anisa did not do this out of the kindness of her heart. It was to attack Ethan, which is hilarious because it was a self-inflicted wound. It was like if I wanted to compare Anisa's new tweet here, it would be to my favorite Marvel movie, Spider-Man 1 with Tobey Maguire, because Anisa's wounds were caused by her own glider. It's actually a Spider-Man 3 quote. Okay, I love Marvel. I'm a Marvel guy, all right? This is why I can't go on EFAP for movies, all right? This is why, all right? In my favorite Marvel movie, this is exactly what it reminds me of. He's an MMA fighter? Who's an MMA fighter? But yeah, the dog. The only male thing on the screen is the dog, unless you're behind. But yeah, okay, moving forward. And then Ethan storied it by saying, "But thanks for finally unpinning Kate's tweet, you callous, obsessed, narcissistic piece of shit." So obviously we're going to see a lot more fighting here. This is kind of just like a little teaser, but we've got a lot of it here. I want to give a specific shout out to Beazle, who archived every screenshot and video in decent quality. Yeah, I said it. Decent quality. Yeah, Yeet, I'm talking to you, buddy. You get a lot of shout-outs. They're not always nice from me, despite the fact that I rip all your shit, okay? Fucking 240p motherfucking ass out here, posting this shit looking like it was filmed on a fucking Nokia Lumia flip phone, all right? Beazle can get all these clips in high quality. What's going on over there? What, we gotta fund this operation a little bit more. So, this is probably the first tweet that I need to show you. This is like the big one. Ready? This is it. Here we fucking go. Are you going to be covering Ethan on stream? Anisa announces that, like every lol cow, immediately after her biggest controversy, she's going to become a live streamer and do this on stream for a living, I guess. Which is great. Anisa Jomha, who's getting harassed too much, has decided that they will be leaving the safety of scripted content. It is now going to return to live streaming. So we're going to be covering this for 500 years, Mark. 500 years we'll be getting new clips because Anisa cannot fucking control herself, and she's basically not even she doesn't have the temperament of like a regular content creator, because she's essentially been astroturfed to her own position because of her husband. So she hasn't had to go through the drama stages everyone else did. She went from 0 to 1 million and never stepped off the fucking plate. So she hasn't learned any of the lessons that would be associated with like the come up, and is just constantly in a state of lol cow spurging, and it's fantastic. Now I'm gonna play TFT. I don't know what TFT is. What is that? An Animal Crossing. So she's not gonna handle any Ethan stuff on stream. She's actually done. Anisa Jomha has hardly spoken about Ethan Klein. In fact, I think there's a whole tweet dedicated to it on here. So she's not gonna get fucking caught in the loop. She's not gonna go out here and have a crash out moment, right? Oh, Team Fortress 2. She's like Team Fortress 2. She's above this. She wouldn't do this. So anyways, Anisa Jomha is actually not above this. She immediately then fired off a tweet saying, "I am once again asking..." Dude, hold on. Can somebody make the meme? Where is it? Hold on. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh no. Oh god. You could probably do this with AI now. Dude, no. Here, look. I am once again asking why am I still getting hate? I am once again asking why Ethan Klein continues to mog me every day. I'm once again asking why my ultimate sin, aside from being married to the man who made the content cop on The King, why did she say it like that? She's referring to Ethan as The King. Obviously sarcastically, but that's still a W. Ethan doesn't know us as well as he claims, especially not me. He's as knowledgeable of our private life as the average viewer. And here's the thing. All right, this is a big fucking loss point for Anisa, because the only reason we know anything about her relationship is she constantly fucking bashes her husband and leaks extremely personal, private details about their relationship.
Thank you for the $5.
It's like, you don't know anything about my relationship, instead of all the stuff that I've leaked and said, all the depressing, pathetic things about my husband that I've told you, all right? You don't know anything else about it. You only know all the humiliation kink stuff that I post on my feed. I don't really know how much of a winning argument that really is, Anisa. I have never... Oh, yeah. Ethan doesn't know us as well as... I have never mentioned CPS. I didn't appear in the content cop. I've only ever replied to Ethan privately with kindness, despite him... That's not even true? That's not even true! I can't. You're in the beginning of the segment, I showed you at Hassan's house flipping him off. I'm actually at a complete loss why you filmed B-roll promo for the video. What are you talking about? Ethan privately with kindness despite him spam texting us. Deranged nonsense. His inference that I have control over Ian's choices from watching SlopTuber's parasocial ramblings. So now she's calling me out. Like, what are you saying fuck me for? I've been telling people for years that your husband sucks. All right? But for some reason, you've gone on like a generational bashing tour of your own fucking husband, dude. I'm sorry. I wrote this in Ethan's chat today, and I really mean it. I thought people were too hard on Anisa for years. You can go watch my Hypocrites video. I said the same thing when I made this video like fucking 4 years ago, that I thought people were delusional, and that iDubbbz was really out here like making his own decisions, and people were equating it to her because they thought he was like chained in her basement trying to get out. Like the funny smart guy that we really liked for years or whatever. We just have to get him out. We got to get him away from her. He'll be based again. And dude, I think that people were coping for years, right?
Nicholas!
That being said, in the last calendar year, Anisa Jomha has done so much publicly to look like a spiteful bitch. She has done so much publicly to embarrass her husband. She has done so much publicly to like make you lose your faith in her as a businesswoman, a content creator, a genuine person, a social media personality. Like at this point, I'm starting to say we weren't hard enough on her. That's the fucking tea. I thought people, like, the joke is that, like, Anisa Jomha doesn't get enough hate because she gets way too much hate. Now I'm starting to think it's not even ironic anymore. I'm starting to think she probably deserved more hate than she got. Because for every one person shitting on her, there's somebody like me who wasn't, or wasn't to the same degree. I was wrong. I apologize. I should have gone harder. My bad to the commentary community. I speak to you. Holy fuck, dude. It's insane. Meltdown coming. So Beazle was like, listen, I can smell this from a mile away. Shout out Beazle. Shout out Yeet. And then she put up this tweet, which is great. And my tweet ended up on Reddit, obviously, because it's a little bit nuclear. And I was a little fucking... What time was this? I was a little gassed. I had a couple drinks when I tweeted this one, I'll be honest with you. We were promised a lot of things.
Is this really lolly?
That's funny. I'm not going to say why that's fun. We were promised a lot of things. I think your husband was promised quite a bit. 3,000 years ago. What were you promised? I'm just curious. We were promised a lot of things didn't happen. So this is Anisa immediately trying to put the blame on Real Good Turing, dude. Real Good Turing. I take responsibility for trying to do it again. Good. Everyone told you, or I guess everyone who's a good friend to you probably told you this was a horrible idea. Every other person you should probably stop talking to because they're actively working against you. If any of your friends Yas Queened you into doing another creator clash, you should treat that person like as harshly as you treat a detractor because they literally set you on a pathway to destruction. We shouldn't have, but I think we made the best out of the situation. The charity got $225,000. No, it didn't. And a lot of that was due to the buzz around Hassan supporting the charity. Oh, no, dude. Wait, it did. You're right. Oh, God. Oh, no. So she is kind of conceding that her charity event was a complete and total failure and that Ethan Klein is, like, directly responsible for the amount of money that they raised, which is even funnier. We'll get to that in a second. Hassan, somebody save me. Me for myself. I've been so wrong. I've been so long. Charity got money. Debatable, depending. The fighters got paid. Debatable, because Lena didn't. Things didn't work out. The content cop wasn't some sudden turning point. The interest in Creator Clash 3 was low. Now, this is one of those where you probably shouldn't talk, I think, because if you're saying that pre-content cop, which was like March, that you already knew the event was in jeopardy. We're only like a month out from launch, right? This thing got announced in like January, February. Why was the plug not pulled way before this? What do you mean the event was already failing? This was pretty early on, I think, right? That's really bad. If she's telling the truth here, that's really bad. Saying that, like, because, you know, she said that the Froggy Fresh thing didn't really affect Creator Clash 2, and they were already close to the event when they dropped him. And you could make that argument, because they were like 3-4 weeks out, they had to get a replacement, the drama there was pretty close, right? This was not close at all to the fight date. There was a lot of time. So if you're saying that you already knew about a month into selling tickets that you couldn't make this event work, why are we only finding out close to event date that the event is no longer happening after so many people bought plane tickets and hotel rooms? Not so many, because a lot of people didn't even buy tickets, but the people that supported you, your own audience, got stuck with a fucking all expenses not paid trip to Tampa because you waited so fucking long to cancel the event. And you're telling me you had noticed that this thing was going to blow up before Creator Clash? And then you made it worse? And then simultaneously, it's like you can't see how, even if that is the case, even if the interest was low, attacking Ethan's audience, who would have sold a lot of tickets because Lena was doing those fight promotion things, and the H3 podcast has a lot of crossover, like with AB Lena at the event, and like a former collaborator of iDubbbz. You took a shot at the mouth that feeds you, whilst you're begging for their support and employing their fighters. So I'm not real. This is like an insane argument. And it looks almost like self-sabotage. I mean, I know at this point it really doesn't mean much, but I don't think this person should ever be associated with a charity event again. Probably any business again, but that's on investors if they ever want to hire her for fucking anything. But, like, this just tells me that she's absolutely inept and should be nowhere near any position of power or influence on anything that has to be involving a charity in the future. That is absolutely fucking crazy. To clarify, I'm saying Ian won't be happy. To make it clear, this decision of making this public is my own and not his. I'm taking responsibility for this statement. Sorry for poor wording. Why? Like, why are you, at a moment's notice, firing off tweets that make you and your husband look horrible? Like, this is actually detrimental. So I tweeted this because I wanted to immediately correct the record, because they're acting like Creator Clash 3 made money for charity. Like, the proceeds of... No, it didn't. It did absolutely nothing. Creator Clash 3, the event itself, makes $0. The charity GoFundMe component raised a shitload of money off of the Ethan drama. But I wrote, 88% of your additional separate fundraiser was raised in a drama live stream because Ethan Klein exposed Hassan Piker for supporting terrorism. Creator Clash 3 had no charity component and sent $0 to kids with cancer. Again, I hope this helps. The Tiltify link is as relevant to Creator Clash 3 as your husband's pathetic self-flagellation charity stream that he did last time to try and send a few bucks to the charities after Creator Clash 2 was a total failure. You guys are charity terrorists, and cancer won. All right, I was feeling it a bit, all right? I gotta be honest with you. When I wrote cancer won, that's a little cold. I think it's probably a cold way to end that, but it's true. But it's fucking true. I mean, it is fucking true, you know? It slaps so hard. Well, what are you going to do, fight me on this? It's what fucking happened. I mean, listen, dude. Listen. This event, $210,000 was raised in a stream about Ethan Klein's drama. That's where the money came from. This thing raised $240,000, and the vast majority, 88% of the money, 89% of the money and change, came from a drama live stream that had nothing to do with you. If Ethan doesn't make content, Nuke, then like you guys make nothing. You make an embarrassing amount of money and have a pathetic output. But why should the Tiltify count? Can anybody make a good Is there a good reason why the Tiltify should count as money raised by Creator Clash 3 and the live stream Ian did in Creator Clash 2 doesn't count? Everyone agrees. The only person who ever tried to fight me on this was Harley, and he yielded. That when Ian did a charity stream to benefit the charities of Creator Clash 3, using a Tiltify link after the event, that didn't count. But doing it beforehand and removing the charity component means that they sent money to charity. Fuck no, it doesn't. Are you serious? Why is the timing of the Tiltify something that matters here? If the majority of the people who were buying tickets initially thought their fucking entry cost was going towards charity. It doesn't. It's ridiculous. It's cope to even conceive of that.
Nicholas, the GOAT. Thank you for the $5.
I don't view the time frame as significant. I'm sorry. You're going to have a really hard time convincing me it would matter. So Ian lied, kids. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the way it went. I don't have any records of any specific ones, but I'm sure the ones who I'm sure the kids would have loved to see those comedians and singers that they had at the gala. Then I saw this one. I don't even know what to do here. I'm just thinking of how much... All I saw on this one was dollar signs. I gotta be honest with you, chat. People don't like when YouTubers get money motivated, but what else would you be thinking when Alyssa Mercante wants to get a group chat with Taylor Lorenz, Denims, Frogan, and Anisa Jomha? That is like the greatest thing that's ever happened. That's literally actually the Tea Party. I think if this happened... it would create generational wealth for an entire subsect of drama content creators, and I would pay a heavy bounty to get access to that leaked. If anyone wants to turncoat and this group chat exists, and they want to show me every single thing that's been written in it since the day it started, preferably in like 3 months, so they have an opportunity to write funny shit in there, you would be handsomely paid for it, because I know that I'd be able to make more by reading it. Anisa wasn't even invited. I don't know if this was a tweet directly at Anisa, that's possible, but yeah, I'm down. I want a coven. That's very funny, dude. Holy shit. Now, Anisa put out a tweet saying, actually, Ian is very smart and a capable person who made a 7 million view video
Nicholas,
he's proud of. I think he'll be okay. Dude, I'm actually, dude. Ethan brought this up today, comparing it to Colleen Ballinger's 20 million view ukulele apology, if the views are the only statistic that matter for this. But wow, holy fuck, dude. So you think it's okay that he laughed at the skulls and defended the CPS getting called? This is waffle pancake thing, bud. But like the reality of the situation is, yeah, otherwise they would have said something about it. He went on and laughed about it to Noah Sampson. Where's the if they don't actually think that is funny, why wouldn't they have come out and said, hey, this was like probably in bad taste? Yeah, our silence means something, and I know because Anisa told me it does. That's literally it, dude. Oh, why are you guys just assuming things? Because you made a whole video telling us that you should assume things about us. You guys don't know what's going on in our relationship. Well, I don't know, Anisa. Your silence means something, all right? For all the stuff that you're showing us publicly, I can only imagine how cringy the things you're keeping silent are, okay? Anisa defend her husband challenge, difficulty impossible. And that's the Ian is very smart meme. They're like, you can't defend your husband for shit. It's like, actually, he's a grade 11 Rick and Morty watcher, okay? His grasp of theoretical physics might be low, but his ability to comprehend like the interesting plot, right, it's actually his IQ that's keeping him up, you know? It's so embarrassing. Now, there's a lot of this is bad. Okay, I'm gonna come out and be clear. And Ian won't be happy I'm doing this, but I think we need more transparency. Wait, I'm sorry. Why did other people have to go over the company and take it over for them to put out a transparency report? Anisa Jomha, after the event is canceled, the name is tarnished. The fighters are in a position where they're not getting paid their bonuses. And the entire thing has come crashing to the ground, goes, all right, guys, I think it's time to be transparent. That's awesome, Anisa. I love this for you. I love this for you. But it's time for some transparency. Ticket sales were abysmal before the content cop. Promotion was not going how we hoped. Does any eagle-eyed viewer remember what happened on this live stream when Harley called in? You can go back and watch it yourself. You won't believe it, but it's true. Harley called in and said that they're actually not working on any of this stuff. Their entire job this year, because the last one went so badly, they're not planning any of this shit. They outsourced it to the presumably Real Good Touring or another company. All they were doing was focusing on promotion and fighter relations to keep the fighters' morale high and make sure people are promoting the event. That was quite literally Anisa and Ian's only job. Not only did they catastrophically fail on both of those things, Harley was arguing with me at the time as to why it would be like bad, in his case, to ask them to have the fighters promote, when Anisa at this point apparently already knew the event was doomed to failure. That's the craziest shit ever. So they were like, I think Ian literally said in his video something about fighter promotion, that he didn't want to ask the fighters to do it, but maybe he'd have to when they put this video out. So like, this is like, it's not our fault, guys. We didn't do our job well. Wait, what? What are you talking? Wait, this is like a good tweet for anybody who doesn't know anything about Creator Clash and hasn't watched any of the coverage. Then they'll see this and they'll be like, oh, okay, she's not at fault here. Let me see. Yeah, listen to this.
The theory I had 3 years ago when trying to promote Creator Clash 1 is the same theory I have today.
I think the single most important element of an influencer boxing event is the mystery component.
Obviously, you gotta have, you know, popular influencers. Maybe it's important to have a little drama, a little beef. But what I think makes influencer boxing interesting at its core is the mystery.
So anyways, wait, dude. Oh, holy shit. Wait, this makes so much fucking sense, dude. Ian realized he lost the mystery component, so he made all of his beloved fighters quit so they could have mystery fighters join in during the final. But it was all part of the plan. They knew if they chased out Harley Morenstein, he could bring back the mystery.
Who's going to train, who's not going to train, and what does their particular background contribute to the outcome of the fight? At one point in this video...
Dude, the mystery was when they were going to promote the event. Yeah, that was literally it. I think that there is another part here. Yeah.
Restructured things so that even if the event is unsuccessful...
Wait, this is actually fucking hilarious. Watch this without any commentary for a second.
It's a massive flop. I don't promote it enough. Charity is still going to get money because we're going to be fundraising from now all the way to the end of the event and on the event day. I have some very badass initiatives that I've developed that you guys are going to be seeing along the way that are meant to pack the coffers of Stand Up to Cancer. I don't know what coffers is. I don't know what packing the coffers is. Oh, also, Stand Up to Cancer.
Okay, so what you just saw is Ian's explanation as to how the charity would still receive money in the event of total catastrophic failure like Creator Clash 2.
And donate.
Like they've made it so that the event can't possibly be a complete and total failure. So anyways, guys, it was a complete and total failure. They found new ways to break this event.
For the cause. Because that told me there is a way to fundraise for an event and also have an event.
It was to take 34% of the overall profits and instead of giving it to charity. That was the only way we could have protected them.
Can do both at the same time. And
guys, I have a plan. Pulls out
that's what we intend to do.
Pulls out Hassan's fucking loaded fucking fake gun.
With this year's event. Now, obviously, we don't want a repeat of the previous year.
I actually think he succeeded. This was not a repeat of the last one.
I just saw Keffel's.
I think in that regard, Ian did succeed somewhat.
Appreciated the shout out.
Why did anybody support this event? Look at this. Just look at this freeze frame on Creator Clash's back. And tell me that you think that you have, like, any confidence.
I really like you.
Why? It's fucking Mr. Incredible TikTok fucking YouTube short archetype brain rot content showcasing how he lost 250 grand.
Event. Now, obviously, we don't want a repeat of the previous year. It sucks losing a fuck ton of money, and it also sucks to then not be able to donate to the charities. We've restructured things so that even if the event is unsuccessful, it's a massive flop, I don't promote it enough, charity is still gonna get money.
Dude, he literally has an entire contingency on if he's too fucking bad at promoting the event. This is like the greatest self-own in history. All of the things that would go wrong are like listed in the segment as to why he removed the charity component. But here's the problem, okay? He could have still did this. You don't understand, right? He could have did the Tiltify link. They didn't have to give themselves 34% of the money. Yes, they removed the charity component from the main event and made it strictly for profit. But they took the profit. Or they were planning on it. Why not just do both?
Money, because we're going to be fundraising from now all the way to the end of the event and on the event day.
Like, knowing that part and watching this video is so crazy because it sounds like he's like, all right, we're gonna make sure we can get this event going and that we're gonna make sure like all the fighters are getting compensated and stuff, and simultaneously we've got this Tiltify charity link so we can make sure the fighters get paid. But then you find out that the only thing they really changed was give themselves 34% of the event profit. That's insane.
Some very badass initiatives that I've developed that you guys are gonna...
Here are the badass initiatives. I'm gonna blow up the event and release a content cop on my friend. Is that actually what happened here? Chat, does anybody know when the camping trip was? Does anybody have the clip of the camping trip where Dad was notified that Content Cop was being released? Can we date check what the badass initiatives are?
Be seeing along the way that are meant to pack the coffers of Stand Up to Cancer.
April 29th? Okay, then probably not this. That's probably not this. We'll never find out what the badass initiatives were from iDubbbz because he's literally done nothing but go to war with Ethan Klein since. It's like he forgot midway through that he was supposed to be promoting a fucking charity. Did he think the Content Cop was part of CC3? That's Ethan's perspective. I disagree, because I think that he would have remembered to promote his charity event during his fucking hate-fueled monologue where he ignored the CPS report and bashed the fuck out of his former friend. I feel like if he was really doing it as promotion entirely, and that's not like a retrospective idea, then I think he would have actually remembered to pop the link down at the bottom. That was Harley's biggest criticism. Hey, I know I'm making this thing about a holy war in the Middle East, but can you at least like promote the fucking charity event?
I don't know what Coffers is. I don't know what Packing the Coffers is. Oh, also, Stand Up to Cancer is our partnered charity this year. All donations go directly to them.
And part of the casualty of Creator Clash giving 34% of the proceeds to iDubbbz and Anisa is that they used to have this really cool function where the charity would be distributed to the winner of the fights, or a percentage of it rather. So if, like, let's say Harley wanted to come in and really fight for ALS and he won his fight, those kids or those people, the people who like are supported by the ALS Foundation of his choice. Oh no, it's MS Society, right? If Harley wins, MS Society gets a bigger piece of the pot. Like, that was a really cool aspect of it. So because Ian and Anisa are taking 34% of event profits, they really can't structure it that way. So now they just gave the whole thing to cancer because people said that they let kids with cancer die last time or something. So they had to overcorrect the previous event's mistake and give all of the money to the kids with cancer this time.
We do it through Tiltify. It's real straightforward.
March 29th? Well, that's still not close to this.
There's like some sort of leaderboard.
MS, they give it to MS. Dude, that would be so funny. Could you imagine that, like, they're like, all right, we're going to send the money to the MS Society, and they accidentally send it to MS-13? That is some Anisa Jomha level accounting work.
And shit like that. Now I'm going to tell you guys whether I'm fighting or not. I'm not. I've sacrificed enough, number one, and it also kind of goes against my theory about influencer boxing.
Just put your fucking hands up. Just stop eating punches. Like, that was the other thing. Ian not fighting on this card and then moving forward with it anyway, that was like my biggest thing. The whole event should have been structured around Ian coming back and winning. Like, hey guys, I just wanted to let everybody know, you know, oh, thank you for the 20 gifted. Appreciate it, Grizzly. Hey guys, I want to let everybody know that we lost this last round, but it's not over yet. Let's get ready for the next one. And then iDubbbz comes out, and he's quite literally fighting to, like, gain back his reputation, fighting for charity, fighting to redeem himself. It's like Rocky 1, where Rocky loses, and then comes back, and then wins in Rocky 2? Right? Rocky loses in Rocky 1. And then Rocky wins in Rocky 2. Okay, it's like his Rocky 2 moment, right? Yeah, there it is. There we go. Okay, I got it this time. I got it this time, dude. This is what I get. All right, yeah. So that's that. Okay, thank you, chat. Thank you, chat. I got better. I really did some offline research on that one. But yeah, promotion wasn't going how we hoped. So Anisa's like, hey, the real issue is real good touring. The promotion wasn't going well. Your only job was to promote the event. Let me see if I can find the clip of Harley explaining this, because I don't think anyone's going to go back and look for it, and I feel like you kind of need to. And Wade's World just dropped a video 2 minutes ago bashing Creator Clash. I actually think I want to grab that too, but maybe it's too soon. Maybe it's not a good idea, because I don't want to, like, cannibalize his fucking viewership, because Wade did a really good video earlier on. Shout out Wade's World. I just happened to see that while I was looking for this fucking video. But let me grab the Harley interview. I could probably just find this immediately. I'm using the playlist right now in case anybody here is an avid chat viewer and doesn't know how to find certain shit. We've got a 2025 Creator Clash folder where you can check out the 19 videos, or the 20th one if you're watching this VOD, that we've made on Creator Clash, and you could find every single one of them. So the Is iDubbbz Creator Clash 3 Doomed to Fail VOD. Is that it? Or is it Harley Morenstein thinks Creator Clash 2 was a successful event? Holy fuck. This would probably be one of the funniest videos ever to sit back and do a retrospective, and I can't because it's my content. But unironically, this is a 2-hour convo with Harley where he's defending the honor of Creator Clash 2 in 2025. Working on the project. Is that like, hey, it was successful enough, and like,
arena, we're going to pay for the fighters, we're paying charity, it's going down. If you guys want that to happen, we would love to use your brand and do it. Yeah. There's a reason why a company wants to invest in it. That's the point that I was saying.
Okay, so this is why Harley was saying a company invested in Creator Clash, just for context, and that's why they got involved even after the second event had failed. Okay, yeah. This doesn't make a lot of sense to me, though, why this is going down this way. I'm sure you're happy that we're covering it, though, because we're going to do more promotion than some of your fighters.
Well, I don't know. I mean, like, you're going to promote the piracy of it. Like, I mean, that might happen.
I'm promoting donating to charity.
Here,
I like the way that sounds better.
Like, I'm looking here. Like, I don't think Harlequin Polka is going to go buy a fucking ticket.
Well, the reality of the situation, Harley, is that the people who were supposed to buy tickets weren't even buying tickets. I got people in my chat saying they're buying them for Lena.
Dude, I.
Oh no! Oh no, dude! That aged so poorly. So, dude, my chat was like, "We will buy tickets to Creator Clash. We'll buy them for Lena." Oh my god, dude! If you want to date check this is actually February 18th.
Very badly would love to see Lena
dude,
fight
like,
in there.
Dude, you're gonna promote piracy? No. My chat really loves Lena, so they'll actually watch the event. Oh god.
Oh?
Yeah.
Like, listen, I was surprised that a company wants to invest and do it, but when you think about it, when I go,
that's so funny because this is pre-Content Cop too, so they didn't know yet.
When I talk to boxing people here, and I mean, if Buckley's in the chat, he can say what he thinks about this. Since he's had a bit more contact with the whole industry, when you get that many people in a location buying tickets to go see it in person, it carries a weight in conversation. Like when I go and I meet these boxing people. They're like, yeah, this guy, he's a YouTube boxer. People are always like, oh, like,
where is the this one?
There, that, and it is a company that they used as an example to me, but I don't actually know like what the name is, and I don't know if I should say it or anything like.
It's probably real good touring.
That happens. The charities will be donated to, the arena will be paid for, and all the ticket sales is extra to charity.
I didn't even know this. So wait, Harley called me to explain the new thing, and that's why I thought the money was going to charity. Because I talked to the guy who was the main fighter on the card, and he was of the belief that the additional like ticket money would go to charity. But he didn't know that 34% were going to like his friends.
All the ticket sales is extra to charity.
And that's why I didn't realize that the Tiltify was the only charity component. Is because Harley just straight up didn't know and spread misinformation on my stream.
Like, money is going to charity, and that is a guarantee. And that was a big thing to me.
Yeah, because it was like, when I heard it, it was the Tiltify comes with the charity component. It is not the only charity component, which is fine, right? That's fine. You want to use that as a safety net? Fine. It can't be the only thing.
It's just like, well, I'm not going to do it again if, we're just going to be random with the money and make decisions, and like I think they put on
they described it as a safety net when in reality it was the entire thing so they could make the event profitable.
A killer event. They did. There was just some decisions along the way that.
And again, Harley said this, Jay LaRae said this. The people who bought tickets bought them thinking that their money was going to charity, or at least a percentage of it, probably.
It suffer.
It might have been the percentage of like Hassan's chats that go to the IDF, but like that is still a percentage, probably.
Financially. That things that I wouldn't have done, but I couldn't have put the event on anyways myself.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, I mean, but it is kind of you putting on the event in some way. You're the main event now, right? That's your. Is that like final or?
I think Sapnap is co-main event as well. I believe me and LA Beast are the last fight of the night.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the lineup. It looks like there's something for every generation of YouTuber.
He cared about this, dude. It sucks. Matchups. Here.
Bump in their channels.
Sure, but like you're also putting on AB's wife, like the wife of the member of the H3 podcast. Like you are bringing in a bunch of like Ian and Anisa's friends who may or
I personally, that's one of the like personally, that's a fight I'm extremely excited for. I'm
probably more excited for that than everybody else, but my point still stands. It's like these aren't large content creators filling it. Yeah. Smaggle find it. Yeah, if Smaggle can find it, I'd appreciate it. If someone could find it and link me, I would pull it up. All right, moving forward though. I just got owned. I couldn't find it. And that's a complete fucking win for Beazle here. Total Beazle domination. Promoting wasn't going how we hoped it was. And then Anisa Jomha just straight up says like boxing promoter in her fucking bio. I think she might have just changed it, but it was previously boxing promoter, which is extremely funny. Total self-own. Yeah, this is the same thing. We showed this before. We were promised a lot of things, and the charity got $225,000, and Hassan is the reason why, even though it was essentially Ethan's reasoning that provided, like, Ethan gave Hassan a reason to support it. And then Anisa started crashing out and just posting insane shit all over social media. I think this one was kind of a shocker. I don't know why she does this. She, like, aggressively posts pictures of herself with, like, baiting captions when she's angry. I don't know. Normal girls just post shit like this on Instagram, but I guess she posted, "Look, I'm even capable of smiling. How could you be mean to someone who could smile?" And then posted a picture of herself. There was another tweet saying that, like, everyone who hates her is ugly, insinuating, like, Ethan Klein is an ugly guy. Which, again, for her own issues that she's had online and the platform she's on that people are critical of, it is kind of funny that she'll, like, I guess, limit herself to physical appearance when that's, like, the big thing that people have done to her for, like, the last couple of years, that she's kind of inflicting that now on herself. Why is Augie... Okay, Jesus Christ. Chill. Fake smile. Yeah, okay. Holy shit, dude. Yeah, it literally does look like a fake smile as well. That's fucking hilarious. Okay, Beazle thinks she's drunk, just to be clear. I don't know if there's any evidence of that. So... then Anisa quote tweets the Ludwig clip that we've all seen already. Okay, I'm just going to come out and clear something up. So that was the promotion thing. So it has nothing to do with what Ludwig said, even though the content cop was, like, in jeopardy. But, like, hey, yeah, it's actually not our fault. It is our fault because the promoters didn't do enough and you were the promoter. Terrible partner energy. Don't you think that you should decide together if what you want to say first? Or are you admitting that you're in charge of his opinion and it's unimportant what he has to think for it? Why even say this? Even if it's true, it makes you look brave and makes him look cowardly. You've turned humiliation into an art form. Well, I think it's fetishizing it, but I see where Ethan is coming from on that one. I see where that's coming from. New pin tweet. So Anisa had pulled up this. A comment
Nicholas,
that Ian had left.
That
Ethan had left.
$5, my man.
And this is just brutal. So Ethan put a comment on Anisa's post where she was complaining about how much shit she was getting. People see an hour-long podcast and think they completely understand you and your relationship. Okay, listen. Normally I would say that's not fair. Right? Normally I would say that, like, you probably shouldn't infer something about someone's life based off of an hour podcast. But in my defense, the channel is called Maximum Damage and the playlist is called She Ruined My Career. And what they do is trauma dump to each other live on the show. So yeah, generally you shouldn't assume someone's entire life story based off of an hour pre-recorded podcast episode. But in the case of She Ruined My Career, a trauma-dumping podcast that you host with your wife, iDubbbz, I think you can make some inferences about your relationship through this, probably. Yeah, I mean, I would say... yeah, I would say that that's kind of a fair... It's not, like, entirely fair, but it's going through the direction of fair, I would say. This is not what podcasting is? Yeah, I guess. So this is actually, people see an hour-long podcast, think they completely understand you and your relationship. Even for the internet, people have been particularly nasty to you. It can feel so painful to be hated, misunderstood by so many people that have never met you, but I don't think it has anything to do with you. People hated you from the beginning because of what you represented as an extension of Ian. Him maturing and changing, they feel betrayed by him. And you're their scapegoat. It sucks that people won't move on and accept the change, especially after years. The only thing that really mattered is how you guys feel about each other. And remembering as much as possible that everything you read online is just noise and not real. A few unwell people who obsess over you. And then Anisa actually did respond back then, 67 weeks ago, and said, "We love you, Ethan. Thank you so much for taking the time to write this. Really, you have no idea how much it means to me. You and Gila are just such strong people, and looking at you two push through really helps me. So to have you comment is really important to me." The problem with Anisa taking this shot is it actually works entirely against her position. Anisa wants you to believe that Ethan is some hypocrite for showing basic support to his friends, when in reality, this just shows that he was like a fucking decent guy when they were getting hate online. It also shows, if you do a bit of research as to where this comment came from, that Anisa seems to have really had some, like, a bit more of a relationship with them than the videos that they released actually, I guess, implied. That, like, it was more than a casual friendship. It seems like they really, like, looked up to them in some way, and their opinions really mattered to at least Anisa. I don't know about Ian. So all this tells me is that their friendship was a bit closer than the video portrayed, which isn't really hard to do because they were essentially described as acquaintances in Content Nuke. And it makes Anisa look like she's just kind of a fair weather friend liar. So I'm glad she went and pinned this because it was another piece of content for my stream today. It's like, yeah, well, this was like, this makes Ethan look good. I don't understand why she would do this. And then obviously Ethan inevitably responds and says exactly what we're thinking here. All you're showing is how much I cared and wanted to defend and see the best of my friends. The prevailing narrative at the time was that you guys were terrible people and not to be trusted, but I wasn't going to turn on my friends, even if it meant getting shit for standing by you. Obviously, a lot has changed since then, and I'm learning a lot about you. Because the reality of this, actually, just pause. Anisa's also doing the thing again. She's not saying it out loud, but she's doing the thing again where all my haters are incels who hate my porn that I make. Everybody hates OnlyFans, you know? That's the reason why they're mad at me. The incel army has come for me. Even the incels who have 3 children and a loving wife and a family. Okay, those incels are the worst ones, you know? They're involuntarily celibate. But, like, the only people who hate Ian are homophobic, bigoted, racist Nazis who just really want him to say the N-word, guys. It has nothing to do with all of the horrible things that you can clearly see about me.
Nicholas DeOrio.
It has nothing to do with, like, my horrible traits, my disgusting comments about my husband that embarrass him publicly, my failure to do 2 different charity events in the course of 3 years, my extreme ego and my insane comments that would absolutely draw the ire of the wider audience. And it's nothing. It's all racist bigots and Nazis that hate me. So then she pulls up a time where people, I guess, were attacking her for OnlyFans and Ethan showing support, and she's conflating the two of those things. Like, the things she did now aren't worthy of criticism because the things she did back then, in her mind, weren't worthy of criticism. And Ethan's saying, hey, look, no, you were kind of just a piece of shit back then and got away with it because of the way that people were targeting you. Obviously, a lot has changed since then. I've learned a lot about you, as did many. Things I was purposely avoiding because I wanted to see the best in you. And when I was down and out, you guys had the opportunity to stand by me. You punched me in the gut as hard as you could. You chose short-term gain over a decade-long friendship. You dropped the content cop while I was live. You excused the CPS call. You laughed about the skulls. That's about Ian, but I mean, Anisa's talking for him like her hand is up his ass and, you know, operating his mouth like a puppet. You accused me of hallucinating anti-Semitism. You accused of drug usage as well. You crossed every single line there was. Ultimately, no matter how good of a friend I was, you fucked me over the first chance you got. You think this made me look like a hypocrite, but it makes you look like a giant piece of shit, which you are. And then Anisa chimes back in and says, oh, hi, Ethan. The whole point is that you're accusing me of things that my husband or other people have done, which contradicts everything you wrote in your comment. I hope that helps. And then obviously, Ethan does chime back in and says, in your defense, I really had nothing to do with it. Okay, sure, let's examine. 1, you've been involved. We got the itemized list right here. All right, this guy just dropped the menu. 1, you've been involved in every content cop. I don't know if it's everyone, but it's at least the last 3. You were at Hassan's house during the filming of the sketch, flipping off the camera, meaning you shot B-roll clips for it, or at the very least, pictures for Twitter to promote, right? You've been making snide remarks during the entire debacle in Bread, right? Obviously, you scolded Dan for leaving me a nice comment. Oh, Dad. I thought you said Dan. Yeah, you scolded Dad. You scolded Nathan Barnett, they're talking about here. You argued with Harley about Zionism, and so did Ian, where he admitted to not even knowing what that means. You were caught in Millhouse's DMs. You were caught in Denham's chat. Your private Twitter account got leaked of you talking more shit. Ian knows at least to shut the fuck up, but you're obviously the only one who continues to engage with me. So obviously I'm talking about you, not Ian. The only thing this proves, again, is how willing you are to throw Ian under the bus. It had nothing to do with it. Go after him, not me. Give me a break. And then Anisa popped up saying, what a pathetic list. His justification for the external harassment is privately discussing Zionism and showing up in my friend's Twitch chat. So she's just being malicious here, ignoring the entire list of itemized shit that Ian has posted, proving that she was engaging in this, because she thinks she can do the la 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 can't hear you defense. I had nothing to do with this. I wasn't even there. Yeah, you were. No, I wasn't. Pay no attention to the Wizard of Oz standing before you, or whatever. I am the great and powerful husband. I'm the great and powerful wife of iDubbbz. Pay no attention to the crippling freak behind the curtain. Like, I'm picturing the fucking Wizard of Oz as Ian talking, and they move the thing out of the way, and it's Anisa holding a fucking... Anisa's, like, patting the head of a blow-up doll. Holy shit. Nick, watch Wicked? Bro, oh my god, dude. You guys are fucking Zoomers. What year were you born? 2012? Nick watched Wicked. Holy fuck, dude. I'm old. I can't believe that you just fucking said that. I cannot believe you just referred to the Wizard of Oz reference as Wicked. That's fucked, dude. That's so fucking fucked, dude. The movie came out last year, bro. What are you talking about? Holy shit, dude. Don't pay no attention to the skinny man sitting in the chair in the corner. Yeah. Wow. We like Fortnite. That's actually brutal. Fuck me, dude. Isn't that the prequel to Wicked? No. You know what's going to happen is they're going to remake The Wizard of Oz next, and they're going to act like it's a new movie. Oh my god. I saw that out of the corner of my eye, and now I'm crashing out. And then then Ethan comes in and says, that's not what the list says. The list is right there. You can read it. You can't lie about what's on the list because it's right in front of you. Why don't you read it? It's right there. Like, she reposted it and said, like, hey, yeah, just a heads up. I'm going to ignore 80% of this.
The GOAT. Thank you for the $5.
Great. Awesome. She's so good at internal communication. Why are you all controlling your fighters and telling what they can and can't talk about? You can't manage an event and drop out. Y'all are fucking weird as fuck. It was my job to communicate internally, numbnuts. Dude, the promoter and internal communicator, Anisa Jomha. Those were her two iconic jobs. Her iconic catchphrase was her not telling the fighters what was happening behind the scenes. Holy fuck, dude. And yeah, now Ethan brings up a good point. Why do all these fighters get reimbursed, but why does Lena not? Because Lena was gonna get dropped too early, and she's affiliated with Ethan. Are these fighters all getting paid their stipend, but Lena doesn't get it? Like, why is it not okay that she was abandoning the event when they were asking her to promote it more at a time when she would have gotten harassment, when you guys are so fucking scared of being harassed? She didn't stick it out long enough to get her bills paid? Scumbag? Or did fucking millionaire Patek Philippe fucking chocolate dial Klein come in and step in and pay it for you so you feel like you're entitled to not do it now? Should Ethan give her a watch too at your... Oh, you know, Ethan covered it. Ethan covered it. We shouldn't have to pay her. I think every fighter who dropped off this card should be reimbursed because Harley got the money. Why is it fair that Harley got the money but Lena doesn't get the money? Because she's got a good boss? Nah, that's not cool, dude. If none of these people are fighting, everyone should be entitled to that money. 100%. That's literally the Justice for Lena hashtag should come back out and it should be pushed hard right now. I think it would be cool if the fighters who actually did get their stipend and their reimbursement for training costs, if that is the case, if that's what they're claiming, it would be cool if the fighters stepped out and helped out Lena, especially because they're not shackled down and forced to like be silent anymore. Ethan is basically their dad. I don't know if you're talking about the fighters or the hosts, but like definitely Anisa and Ian's. I think Anisa and Ian looked at Ethan as a father figure. I think that's what's happening right now. Anisa these guys had to go through daddy issues an entire second time. It's like the guy who called out Caleb Hammer who saw his dad in Caleb. They're going through a second round of daddy issues. It's insane. Help me out, help me out. Yeah, it's like, well, dad already covered it, so Jesus Christ. Casey Tron, well, a certain someone is rallying the incel troops behind him because it's all he's got left. So why not target women like you, me, Denims, Frogan, Taylor Lorenz? Again, this whole narrative that the women are getting targeted because they're women, go look around for all the men. Aside from Mike from PA, they're all smart enough to shut the fuck up. I'm sorry, it's not a sexist thing. You guys are all just stupid. Maybe you guys should sit here and ask why your peers are in these positions that they're in.
Keemstar Orbiter, Nick Oreo, Mr. Oreo.
It doesn't have to be a men versus woman thing, but if you want to make it one, all the men shut their mouths. So what are we supposed to do here? Except for Hassan Piker. But Hassan Piker's big enough that none of this matters, you know? Like, Hassan has assets that someone with your mouth, like your mouth is writing checks that somebody Hassan's assets would need to cash. So maybe you should like slow your roll a little bit. That would probably help you long term. And then someone said, can you post proof you're being harassed by Ethan? And then Anisa Jomha said, yeah, this is proof. What? 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 Why? What do you mean? What are you talking about? Slipping red, dude. Sipping red right here. said like, hey, I would just like to see some evidence or whatever to justify your claim. Aha, you've harassed me. It's like, oh, this is cool. This is awesome. This is great. I love this. I love this for you. So, moving right along, Ethan said thank you to Ludwig. Ludwig had gone viral for saying Ethan wasn't the reason for Creator Clash. We played this clip earlier, but there's one more thing we're going to show, so we'll show it again.
Okay. I'm not trying to be controversial here, but I do think iDubbbz posting the content cop was one of the dumbest moves ever.
So Ethan obviously chimes in because Ludwig gave a take on something that he'll now have to apologize for. And, oh yeah, the compelling stuff comment. I thought there was one more thing, unless we already covered it. Oh, I missed it. That wasn't relevant. I'm sorry. Ignore. Remove from the VOD. Lol. Another thing that I put up, and I allowed everyone to vote on it. The final results are in, so you guys can't skew the results. It is a neck-and-neck race here. 9,000 people have come out to guess the next arc for the 2026 iDubbbz drama, which we imagine will be on the horizon. And I guess the people have spoken. They think they're going to go poly, chat. They think that iDubbbz is going to go poly. We were wondering if iDubbbz is going to get divorced, okay? Ethan predicted divorce. Ethan is team divorce. I'm actually team poly. Can we get shirts made for this? Team divorce, team polyamory. I'm team poly, guys. I got to be honest with you. I'm team poly all the way. I think they're going to go polyamorous. We did like the end of the segment talking about the concept of this, so I wanted to poll the chat to get a solid read here. We're going to actually, let's do a live poll to see if the chat is different, like the people who show up live or the people who follow me on Twitter, if you guys have different taste. Ian's future. Here we go. Divorce versus polyamory, chat. We're going to let this thing go until the end of the segment, and then we'll join back at the end, and we'll let you guys know what was voted here. Off to the races immediately. 100% of the vote with one vote went to polyamory. So, right, yeah, early on it looks exactly the same. So we'll see how this ends. But yeah, I'm thinking polyamory into divorce, but they might skip it and go straight to divorce. But I don't think that really counts. If it goes to divorce eventually through polyamory, you have to vote polyamory. Yeah. We need a distinction. Will Ian be aware of the polyamory arc? Yeah. No, I'm not saying that Anisa's going to cheat on him. That would be unhinged, guys. We wouldn't speculate on something like that. We're going to speculate on if they do a group-assigned polyamory arc where they start like the Destiny content harem and whatever new look and like do the
Nicholas, the goat. I appreciate that.
If they just start fucking everybody.
$75 on the divorce arc, and I will see this through.
Holy shit! I don't know who you're betting because I don't know if I would take those odds. $75. That's a lot of money. See, all right. I don't know. I don't know if I could do that one. Willie says poly then divorce. He's cheating. He's cheating. Like much of the chat thinks that Anisa will do to. All right. So now, for context. Ethan did find out some interesting lore. So the cake that Anisa bought was found online. I don't know if you know this.
I just saw Keffel's.
Not Anisa, that Ian bought. Do you know the cake lore? We mentioned it briefly, and then I skimmed through the segment. Apparently, Ian missed Anisa's birthday, and she then announced that directly to fucking Twitter, because of course she did. They found it online. You could buy the same cake for $23.
The goat. Thank you for
right. So it's a $23 birthday cake that was delivered late to his wife. So this is what Ethan thinks.
I don't even remember.
So anyway, so this is, I think, the breadcrumb she's laying. She's going to leave him. She's going to leave.
That is fucking... Can you believe that iDubbbz is in a position right now? She's going to leave him, dude. That's crazy.
Within a year.
From this post?
Yes.
You're determining
I've been
that?
right about everything else I've said so far.
I mean, unfortunately, that is somewhat true.
Within a year, Anisa is going to leave Ian.
I mean, it could be.
She is starting to lay the breadcrumbs.
That's, yeah, I mean, I guess that's not the biggest stretch. They don't seem like happy people, you know?
Well, no, she's
cakes aside.
She is a complete, and I hate this phrase. I've avoided using this the whole time, but
oh man, he's gonna go base. He's gonna go off. He's gonna go fucking demon mode. Here it comes.
What's the name of the guy?
It sucks that everything. It sucks to admit that in this case, everything people seem to have thought and said about her is apparently
no, bro, no. What was he gonna say? Why would you clip this to put it to Twitter? No, I'm fucking with you. I did that. That wasn't like that, dude. Could you imagine he just went off, dude, and just started saying slurs, bro?
Seem to have thought and said about her is apparently true.
Yes, dude. Yes. Let's go. True.
And she is a succubus. And she's...
Oh my god. Okay, that was unexpected. She is a succubus. Oh my god.
Gotten everything she can get out of Ian. And he's a husk.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, in the middle of the segment, dude, Ethan, this is totally real and I didn't edit it.
To admit that in this case, everything people seem to have thought and said about her is apparently true.
I can't believe he played the entire intro. Can you believe that Ethan played the entire extended intro live on his show? That also is fake, just to be clear. Holy.
And she is a succubus. And she's gotten everything she can get out of Ian. And he's a husk of a man. I mean, you can see it. You know. He's basically just
He's literally Gollum in the basement, and I was wrong.
She's puppeteering him. And, you know, I guess in one final Hail Mary to try to ingratiate herself to Hassan's circle for her upcoming streaming career, she has completely destroyed any credibility that Ian has left. Within a year, she's going to divorce Ian. And you will continue to see breadcrumb posts from her like this. Oh.
Dude, this guy's putting a calendar up. Holy fuck, dude. That's insane.
Oh, Ian didn't.
So he literally, he's totally team, like that was the poll, 2026. He is full scale, dude, team divorce.
Remember my birthday, man.
By the way, chat is locked in a fucking nuclear war right now. Now we had 9,000 people vote on Twitter. Only 1,000 have voted so far. So get your votes in to tally it up. 51% of the voting is Polly. Your vote actually, Matt, this is not the state of New York in the presidential election. You can sway this vote if you use your powers in the chat right now. Okay? If you get in there and vote. That's the important thing.
It's like I'm trying to compliment him. Oh, he's so sweet. But also, the subtext is that he didn't remember my birthday. And
I'm trying to compliment him, but I'm going to viciously embarrass him publicly. It's the only way. Yeah. Holy
he couldn't
fuck.
even buy me this fucking cheap, weird-ass cake.
Did I not ask you nice enough?
That's fucking hilarious.
Oh no! What am I gonna do?
What is happening? Oh, okay,
She'll stay with Ian to spite Ethan. But Ian is definitely getting cucked and sleeping on the couch.
Maybe.
Nicholas, the goat.
Holy
Thank you for
fuck,
the $5,
dude.
my
Heart
man.
says divorce, but my brain says polyamory. True.